All right, today's topic is about nature defense, like how to actually strengthen our lungs against infection. When we talk about lungs, I know a lot of people, you know that we all cannot survive without lungs. And having a healthy lungs has a lot to do with how we help it to function properly. So good day everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. This edition is going to be value packed as usual, and we have in our midst the midwife next door, a midwife and a nurse that knows how to share values. Like, she's always loaded, and I'm very happy that she can find it out of her tight schedule to join us today. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate your presence. When we talk about our lungs, in today's world, how we take care of our lungs with other vital parts of our body, I'm talking about the vital body organs of our body, goes a long way when it comes to our health. Our lungs is incredibly resilient when it's working. It serves us in so many important ways. And how can we empower these lungs with the defense that the nature generously provides for us? That's what we are going to be talking about today. Oh, you cannot see my face. Let me put my face on so that you can see me. I'm right here. Okay. In this generation, a lot of people, they just know how to eat. They know they talk. But how does all this actually work? What is making it possible to work? And why we need to take care of those things that are contributing to the way it works is very, very important. It's something that we need to know, and then we need to know how to use the nature's best natural remedies that can help us to improve them. So in the short notes, how does our lungs actually work? Our lungs is the one that facilitates the breath of life. Like, we can't survive without breathing. And it also constantly works to filter whatever that is coming in and out when it comes to air in our body. So just like every other vital organ of our body, we need to pay attention to how lungs actually serves us and how we can strengthen it to serve us better. All right, welcome Zainab, and thank you for joining us. Our lungs are primarily organs that are respiratory systems in which they deal with exchange of gas, like when we breathe in and then how we breathe out. They help us to actually exchange the gases in order to breathe properly and then to connect it with our blood. So our lung works through the combination of muscles in which our diaphragm is connected to make sure that the intercostal muscle on our body is created with different measures to move in and then out without difficulty. So it's a crucial part of our body in which the exchange occurs with our oxygens, how it enters our body and into the blood, and how it also transports to the body's tissue. So when we hear all these terms, the body, the hair gas, and then the blood, we know that this is something that is very, very important. So without boring you, there are some questions that a lot of us have in mind to ask or to know more about the function of the lungs, how it works, and all that. So I will be inviting to the stage Grandpa Godwin Chinaka. Grandpa has been very, very supportive. Grandpa will not stop sharing experiences with us. He's an author that has he has a book that is selling fast. You can get the ebook, you can also get the physical book. The book is called Hit to Live and Not to Die. This book is a must have for everyone because it is loaded with life experience and how to navigate it using food, fruits, herbs in which our body will consume, accommodate, and give us as in the longer life. Grandpa is a testament of what I am talking about because when you see or hear Grandpa talk or see Grandpa picture, you will know that Grandpa is actually walking his talk. Grandpa, can you please just say hi to us before I will ask you all the questions I will want you to answer for us today, sir?
Yes, Romoke, good day. And good day, all of. Okay, Zainab, how are you? Halima, yeah, my nurse. I know you guys don't greet the grandpa, but I admire the energy you guys bring into health, and I pray God will continue to sustain all of you. Thank you, Romoke, for bringing me. I'm always excited to talk about health, and I want to share the practical side of the lungs, what it does and how we can protect it today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. And I have just 3 questions for you. And I know my audience too will have some things to ask you regarding this topic. My first question is, what are some scientific backed natural ingredients or remedies for preventing and sorting our lungs from infection? Then the second one is, I would love you to elaborate on some of the key natural defense for our lungs. Then the third one is, we have a different potential interaction of how lungs work and then how it can actually help us to live better. So we want you to please elaborate more on the natural food in which can help us defend our lungs against diseases. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me first of all talk about I'll just tell you the practical ways. Our lungs are natural defense to protect our bodies. I want to highlight that. The lungs are very close to the heart, in fact, in front of the heart, or just the chest, your chest area, you have the lungs, the 2 lungs. And the entrance to your lungs, the tubes, I've not seen the tubes, but your nose is one, your nostrils are connected to your lungs. And the first thing that the lung does, the lungs produce mucus, we call it mucociliary clearance. The nurses will know better than that, know better. And this mucus is what sometimes your nose starts running. When your nose starts running, you have not been infected. The lungs is just producing mucus to trap pathogens, especially when if a car blows dust onto your face, and after some time you begin to bring out, your nose starts running. So the lungs defend us more than we know, more than we think. Like our environment is polluted. I mean, my pastor was talking about cleaning the air. The Chinese clean the air, you know, but how do we clean our air? We don't even clean our fans. You enter somebody's house, the place is dusty. You can perceive fumes from the kitchen. So your eyes can, you know, bring water, because the eye also defends you, you know, from things going to your brain or going to your lungs. But the nose produces these mucus that trap dust. Some even can trap objects, particles that want to enter the lung to destroy the body. This is actually, the lung is actually filtering microorganisms from entering the bloodstream. You know, so there is the cells in the lungs that like move mucus upwards. Like when you are releasing mucus from your nose, say my nose is running, what is actually coming out is things you cannot perceive. Sometimes you cough. That cough is bringing out some things. And then the lungs have immune cells. And those cells are what neutralizes some of these particles. You understand? So, and then it has antioxidant defense. I mean, that prevents oxidative stress. You see, so if you know about yoga, you know about breathing, deep breathing. That is a natural way to strengthen your lungs. And if you practice, most of us practice unconsciously. I remember those, they say breathe in, out. Those are things that strengthen the lungs. And the function of, in fact, if the lungs are almost neglected. That's why you have the carelessness of people smoking or staying with people that smoke. When you stay around people that smoke, you don't know what you're doing to yourself. And then when you smoke, you don't know what you're doing to yourself. And there is kitchen protection. Oh. Protect your children from fumes from the kitchen, from oil. That's why, apart from not frying oil to damage your heart, you don't need to fry oil, because the oil itself has gases that come out and make you to sneeze and make you to your lungs to be congested. So the lungs also help the blood to oxygenate the blood. You know, the medical people will tell you, who really study science and practice it, that without the lungs, you will have polluted blood. And in fact, if your lung is weak, that's why you see people get weak. People need oxygen and artificial oxygen to breathe, is because the lungs are not functioning well. But these days you have lung test apps. Like the other day, the app for testing your heart, how strong it is. Actually, that thing is lungs. It's actually, helping the lungs to be strong. So, no much talk about the lungs, but the thing is, you can protect your lungs naturally. And one of the ways is, I'm sure scent leaf. Scent leaf can help. If you use scent leaf to block your nose, if your nose is congested and you breathe in, you see that there'll be a clearing. And that is also what we have in eucalyptus oil. You have this Vicks that we used to put in our nose straight that clears the lungs. But deep breathing is a natural way to keep your lungs strong and also to make it function properly, so that there will be good blood entering your. Some people actually don't have good blood flow because oxygen is not getting very well to all parts of the body. So let me stop here, but let me say, our air is polluted. Just get it right. There is nothing like prevent air pollution. I think the best we can do is wear nose mask as much as possible. wear nose mask and get to know the type of mask you can wear. I recommend if you can get a cotton, very good cotton material, do it yourself, because the artificial one we sell, we call it nose mask, the mask that you have in the hospital, though you can't get the hospital mask anywhere. The one they are selling to us is fake. The pure hospital mask that they use in operation theater, nobody has it outside. If you have it outside, you will know the texture. So protect your lungs and you protect your life. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Protect your lungs to protect your life. That's profound. We tend to ignore this part of the body true, sir. Because I remember when we were in the primary school, every morning on the assembly ground, we always practice that breathing exercise in which we breathe in, we breathe out. We do it like 10 times before we start singing and doing every other thing. But now, nobody remembers to do that part of the exercise again, in which our lungs really need it. Thank you so much. And then for all the values, I actually don't know that putting the scent leaf on our nose and breathing in the scent, the aroma from it is actually that effective. I'm going to be trying that very, very soon. And then another one is the nose mask. It was only when the COVID entered the country that we now know the value and the importance of actually using the nose mask. And I remember making it myself that time, and every time I'm going to market or anywhere, I will use it. But we all have laid down our guides. We no longer use it anymore because we think there's no COVID again and there is no need to actually use nose mask. Now that we know that it's very, very important, I am going to be using it. In fact, anything that contributes to my health is like, I have to do it. It's not like something that I joke with, because my health is very important to me. So for my loved ones, so I have to take care of myself so that I can live my best life. Thank you so much for the value, sir. Madam Akore Gay Zainab, are you in the house? Please, the mic is yours. Introduce our next speaker to hear from her.
Thank you very much. It's really an honor to be here. And I will start by saying good afternoon, good morning, good evening from wherever it is you're joining us from. And I'm so excited. I'm really, really excited to be amidst such talent. Grandpa, good afternoon. Permit me to express, I'm a Yoruba girl, so we have to give respect to whom it is due. Good afternoon. Thank you so much, sir, for always supporting, anytime they are here. It's not like you don't have better things to do, but because you are particular about people's health and giving back to society, this is actually very free, and yet you are here every time. It is dearly appreciated. We appreciate your support. Thank you so much, sir. And the value you've just given us. I used to see people that still wear nose masks, especially after COVID-19. I call them, there's a Yoruba word called alasheju. I call them alasheju. But that I am actually, honestly.
I also called them Obasabi before.
Can you imagine? But now that you have mentioned it, honestly, it shows that it's not like they're alasheju. They're just trying to to protect rather than prevent. They would say prevention is actually better than cure. So thank you so much for giving us such beautiful nuggets. And I am going, in fact, when I have running nose, I used to think, oh, I have infection already. But what you just said this afternoon made me realize that, okay, that is my lungs trying to fight off the infections. Okay, so it's better the nose should run. I should clean. I am letting out the infections in my system. Thank you so much, sir. Okay. Permit me to introduce myself, everyone. My name is Akorede Zainab, and I am your co-host for today's event, which is a very, very beautiful event. You know, when you hear lungs, you know, this is something that is invisible. A lot of people have never seen, except if you're a science student and you've done this what do we do then? Skeleton. Is this skeletal respiratory system? Yeah. At that point, you might have drawn. Yes, that was in secondary school. You must have drawn the lungs, the human lungs. But how many of us actually knows how it functions or what we can do to enhance its functionalities? So when I saw this topic, I'm like, wow, this is one that I must tap everything that I can tap from here, and I'm so excited. I want to give my my salute to ROMOKE Olisa Adeyemi. She is always bringing value. You know, you bring out the topic and you be like, where did she come up with this one again? It will always resonate. It will always be what is needed at that particular moment. My respect. You cannot see me, but I'm throwing my salutes like this. Well done, sis. Thank you so much. Okay, you know, they said the lung is not just there to help us breathe. It is like a bodyguard safeguarding our whole system from invaders, which are the toxic things we breathe in our environment. You know, the smoke, the dark smokes that you don't know what it contains, the industrial waste, the pollution, a lot of things that goes into the air that we cannot even see with the ordinary eye. So our lung is there to welcome them and, you know, send them back to where they are coming from. So they are our bodyguard. Unfortunately, we take care of our health, we take care of our skin. A lot of people even spend millions on their skin. They must look and they'll say skin like, is it skin like milk or skin like glass, whatever. We ignore the most important thing, really, and these lungs is one of the most important things that we should take care of. But we are less informed about how to go about this, and that is why we have brought these experts that are not only experts on book, they have clinical and practical experiences to back it up. Okay, I won't say much. I won't want to waste much of our time. I'd like to introduce to you someone who is not just a nurse. She's a leader. She's a thought leader in her niche. She's making waves when it comes to holistic and natural health, and also maternal and child health. She's really doing a lot. It's not for her, it's not about money, because I've had the privilege of working with her several times. It's about value, impact, and I commend that about her any day, anytime. These are people, these are heroes that we should give our accolades to every time. I won't mention her name. I'll just call her. She'll come off stage, she'll introduce herself, tell you what she does, because Yoruba will say, oh, oh, sorry. Grandpa is not Yoruba. It is sweeter from the horse's mouth. Okay, let me say it like that. Okay, so I will allow her to come off stage. I'll just give you her name. So I am going to yield the mic to this beautiful sister of mine, always smiling, always active, irrespective of whether she's been stressed or not. That is this person for you. Permit me to introduce to you Mrs. Alimat Olubukola Jimo. If you are in the room, kindly do us the honor of unmuting your mic and introducing yourself. Thank you so much, sis.
Oh, thank you very much for that wonderful introduction, Auntie Zainab. You and these your sweet words. I'm so honored. I hope you can hear me loud and clear.
So we can hear you loud and clear. That word is not even sweet enough for you. You don't know what you do for people. See, it's not even
Oh my
about the money. It's about the fact that you know how you go to hospitals and you have to wait in line for hours, and especially when you are pregnant, you are cranky, you're always angry, and someone is giving it to you from the corner of your room without stress. Hey God, you don't know, but we will know. That is why we are giving you that accolade. So just take it.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Auntie ROMOKE
All right.
Olisa, thank you for creating another beautiful event. And our sister Zainab, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. You are an amazing host, and I'm so grateful to have you all in my corner. Grandpa Godwin, thank you so much, sir, for dishing out values every single moment. Like anytime I know that you're having a lecture that will take place, I'm always eager to attend that session, because I know you definitely dish out practical ways, not just you giving out theoretical format or something. It's something that's easy to practice. That is what you dish out, sir. And thank you very much, sir. May Almighty preserve your life for us. By way of introduction, I hope you can all hear me.
Yes, loud
Yeah.
and clear.
You get sweet word too.
Ah, I'm not. All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So, by way of introduction, my name is Alimat Olubukola Jimas, formerly, as earlier introduced by our amazing hosts. That's Zainab. I'm a midwife, maternal and child health advocate, and I'm the founder of the Midwife Next Door, where we guide and support moms and moms to be through every stage of their motherhood journey. Our belief is that once you have a good access to high quality maternal and child health information, this will help you to take proactive actions that won't just happen, that will help to prevent delay in seeking the right attention. So thank you very much for having me.
Okay, that was a very brief introduction, because I know you didn't say everything that you had to say about midwife next door, but we'll take it like that for the purpose of this event. Maybe at the end of the event, if you have an offer, you'll be able to let us know in case you
All
have
right.
anyone that is interested. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Sure problem. Okay, so I have a few questions for you, and I want to believe, if I am very certain, that you will do justice to them accordingly, because that is what you do, right? So my question, I'm going to just wrap it up together, so you can just take them as a whole. Is that okay, ma?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So my first question is that, what role does stress play in our respiratory health? And what natural stress management techniques can indirectly benefit our lungs? That's number
Hmm.
one.
Okay.
Should I go ahead, or you want to take
Let
one
me
at
note
one
it
part,
down.
one at a time?
Stress and respiratory health, natural stress management techniques. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. The second one is, are there specific breathing exercises or natural therapies that can strengthen our lung capacity and resilience?
All right. All right.
Okay. So
Noted.
I think the last one would be that, do you have an advice? What would you advise individuals that are transitioning from relying solely on conventional treatments to incorporating natural approaches for lung health?
Can you take the last one again?
Okay, what advice do you have for individuals that are moving from relying solely on conventional treatment of their health of lungs problem,
O-
to
Okay.
natural
Natural
approaches
way.
for,
All right.
yes, natural treatment? I think that's about it. All right,
All
ma'am,
right.
the mic is yours.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're
Let's
welcome.
start with the first question, and what is that is the role of stress in our respiratory health and the natural stress management techniques that we can do to benefit our lungs. When it comes to stress, something that we all experience, it could be managing work-life balance. It could be managing managing the family. It could be managing the economic situation. Stress is something that just come to us, is like an uninvited guest. Let me say that just show up unannounced. Take for instance, someone that the current economic situation is something that has been affecting a lot of us, regardless of your social status. So one thing about this kind of situation is that if we subject ourselves to this what's it called, the crisis, if we don't look at the brighter side, stress will happen. And when stress happens, it often triggers a flight and fright hormone response. That is, you want to fight it, and at the same time, you also want to run away from it. So once this response sets in, it will stimulate an hormone that we call cortisol, and this hormone, it will, for the lungs, it does a lot of things to our body. But our lungs, what it will do is that it makes us to breathe faster, and that is when someone, maybe this person borrow a particular sum of money, and towards the end of the month, the person is actually expecting that I will get this money from another place to be able to pay back the money I borrowed. But unfortunately, maybe something just happened. Maybe the bank didn't just give out the money, or there is a network problem. Just anything could have happened that can make this person not to pay on time. That kind of person, there is a kind of experience the person will have regarding the way the person will be breathing. Such a person will just be breathing fast, like the heart wants to come out of that person's mouth. That's breathing faster, and this breathing will often lead to at some point to become shallower, and the muscles will now become to tense up, making the lungs not to expand the way it should be. Over time, this kind of breathing pattern will persist, which is not healthy. So what can we now do to manage this kind of stressful events? Number one thing I often advise is mindful breathing. And in fact, one of my favorites is that whenever you are stressed, just practice mindful breathing by putting your hands on your belly. We call it belly breathing sometimes. Put your hand on your belly and breathe in, breathe out. Grandpa also discussed this during his session. Breathe in, breathe out. Take a deep breath. It could be slow breath through your nose, because this work wonders. In fact, you can do it at any time. Not necessarily that it should be a particular moment, not even when you are stressed. This will help to calm you down to a certain level. Yeah, another way we can also manage this kind of stressful events is take a walk. There is this popular saying that walk away from your problem. So what I often advise is that when you are stressed, just take a gentle walk. In fact, it's better if you can take the walk under nature. It can be when you have trees around, because the breeze will be kind of soothing to you, or you can even take a walk around maybe a pool or water. The breeze is amazing, and it will help to reduce the stress level. Another technique that we can also practice is journaling. Practice gratitude. Take some moments during your day. Write down what you are grateful for. Fine, it is because of the economic crisis that is happening now that is causing unnecessary stress to us, which is perfectly normal. But there is something that we will always be grateful for, regardless of the economic situation. So try to jot down some things, because when we are less stressed, we will be able to breathe better. And summarily, for that aspect of the role of stress in our respiratory health, and the technique we can do is that when you are at peace, your lung will appreciate that. Sorry for the background. Sorry for the distraction. So when you are calm, your breath will be able to flow better. So maybe next time you just feel you are stressed because of economic crisis, because of just anything, because of just any single thing, just take a deep breath, pause, breathe like your life depends on it. In some way, it will definitely help. I hope I've been able to answer that question properly.
You have answered the question as, in fact, not in a very serious medical term that will be so hard to break down. You have answered it as practically as possible, something that a layman can actually understand.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So now that we have this information, I bet a number of us here, we are not going to just sleep on it. Somebody like me, I won't sleep on it. Before I go ahead and summarize what I've learned from here, I like to appreciate the presence of Madam Selena. Thank you so much for being here, ma'am, for supporting. Thank you so much. Muhiba, thank you very much for being here. Grandpa, I've visited Grandpa before. I'll visit him again. Grandpa, well done. So I hope you're having a cold sip of Zikunoaya. I know it's something that will be natural. So well done, Grandpa. Okay, so thank you so much for doing justice, taking a walk. But I want I have a question on that taking a walk. You know the way when you are stressed, taking a walk in Nigeria is like a stress on its own. Okay, well, depend. I think
It depends on
depending
where
on
you
where
are
you
taking that walk for.
Because you did not put that, you didn't put that clause. So imagine that I live in Oshodi. I live in this rowdy Oshodi. Mama Moke is laughing at me. Crying out loud. Okay, so imagine I live in Oshodi and you're asking me to take a walk and I have to plow through that market. I bet that my stress is going to like multiply by 10 before I even come back. So I think that breathing exercise will work for a lot of Nigerians that are especially living in areas where taking a walk is not visible, like to calm their stress. I think that breathing exercise it works like magic. I'm going to invite that. And then you talked about mindfulness. Oh my God. Mindfulness is a topic that probably in the nearest future, Mamra Market will be bringing up. You know, our mindset does a lot of things to our body that we let on. What we
Yeah.
feed our mind with, yeah, the way we structure our mind, whether we are going to shift our mindset from that space of stress or continue
Yeah.
to be in that space has a whole lot to do on our health. I really want to say thank you for doing justice to those questions, for giving us your time and for
I've
giving
not
us
answered
value
your
as well.
question.
The background noise. Ma?
I'm not finished answering your questions, so I just take the first part.
Oh, okay. I thought you had done. Oh, so don't mind
No, I'm
me. Please
not
go
done.
ahead.
I want to be sure
I
that
thought
I'm taking the questions rightly.
yes. So you are doing justice to them. Like we are
All right.
getting you.
All right. So the second
Thank
question that are there specific breathing exercise that can help strengthen the lung capacity? Yes, there are. And number one of it is laughing. Laughing is a natural breathing exercise. You know, when we laugh, it forces you to exhale deeply and reset your breathing pattern. So that is why sometimes when I'm stressed personally, I watch comedy skits to just make me laugh, or just try to make sure that I do things that will make me just I to that will make me to just smile and laugh it out regardless of the situation. And another thing that will work is there is what we call box breathing. Athletes often practice this a lot when they are stressed, we're running around the field. So they do this inhale for like four counts, then they hold their breath for like four, then they also exhale, then they hold it again. It's something that we can also do. This will help to increase our lung capacity and it will strengthen it very well. So another thing we can also do is this diaphragmatic breathing. That is, you place your hand on your stomach. When you do this, you breathe in through your nose so that your belly, so when your belly rise, you breathe out slowly. There is a way we can do it. We can all do it now. Just inhale, then exhale deeply. You will notice that there is an increase in your stomach capacity when you inhale deeply. And when you exhale, when you breathe out, this thing will still reduce. By this we are training our lungs so that it can fully expand. And this will let me talk about this exercise we often recommend for those patients that have done, maybe they are under oxygen, now they are trying to transition into using the atmospheric air, not using the oxygen. So what we do is that we give them balloons that they should blow it. With this, it will help to expand their lung capacity, thereby strengthening it, so that more air will come in. I hope we are together. So another thing we can also do to help
Yes,
strengthen
ma'am.
these are lung capacity. I will still talk about that walking in Oshodi. You can be walking in Oshodi and be doing your breathing exercise. You can be walking in Oshodi and still just be looking, and that's why I appreciate that aspect of mindfulness too. Mindset is everything. You can be in a crowded environment and still be practicing this breathing exercise. I have a friend that whenever she is subjected to any form of stress, what she will do is that, let me catch my breath. Like let me catch some breath. Wait, just hold on, let me catch some breath. Then when she do this breathing exercise, then she will now, okay, now let's talk about it. So when we train ourselves to be able to handle situation, like you said, it's going to enable us to have a right thing to do in the mind. And that is why we can also consider, apart from this laughing, box breathing, diaphragmatic breathing, we can also do therapies like steam inhalation. It is very amazing, especially if you now had some drops of oil, like essential oils like lavender oils, eucalyptus oil. They help to hot water and inhale. It makes you feel better. In fact, there's something we use in labor to help reduce pain in labor. We call it aromatherapy. Like, you just spray some nice perfumes. Once you spray these nice perfumes and in the room, it will make you feel much relaxed, and it will ease the tension off you. Another thing we can also do is taking herbal teas. You can take teas like ginger or turmeric, because these teas, they have been noted to have anti-inflammatory properties that will help to reduce inflammation in the lungs. Grandpa was talking about mucociliary action in the lungs. Our lungs have some cilia, like that cilia are like finger-like structures in the lungs. And the lungs, the way the respiratory system is, we have the lungs, we have two lungs. The diaphragm below our lungs is connected by a trachea. So this trachea, they have some cilia, like a form of small trees or small fingers inside. They are trying to help us to remove some irritants. The irritants can be a form of dust. It can be a form of strong perfumes. It can be anything. It can be in form of smoke. So when we take this ginger teas or turmeric teas, they can help to reduce this kind of inflammation. And that is why sometimes it's advisable that we add some quantity of ginger to our daily food, so that the major problem, or let me say our major concern when it comes to our health, is that limited attention is paid to the respiratory health. And meanwhile, our respiratory health is even like is the driving force of our everyday life. Is when we breathe well, that is where we'll be able to do some things that are very essential. And that is why we'll tend to appreciate we breathing by ourselves than you using oxygen to breathe. Another thing we can also do to strengthen our lungs is salt therapy. But this kind of therapy is not very common in this part of the world. Here is that they will sprinkle some salty here. There is a way they do it. They will make the salt, our normal salt, they will grind it into a tiny particles, and they will just put inside the room. The person will be breathing it in. And this has been shown that it helps to clear out mucus and even soothe inflamed lungs. Those who have asthma can try this, but there is some shady thing aspect regarding this therapy. that allotherapy, that is salt therapy. So yes, they are just simple. I hope these simple ways I've mentioned will be able to guide you in knowing how to straighten our lungs. It doesn't really need something so fancy. Herbal tea is something, although ginger is quite expensive at this in this part of my place, but it's something we can still get handy. It doesn't have to be too much. Once in a while, we should make sure that we are incorporating things that will help to strengthen our lungs. And for the last question, I hope we are together. I hope I'm not the only one on this call.
We are with you, please.
All right.
All right, keep it moving. Let's.
Thank you very much. So let me round up with the last question, and that is my advice for individuals who are transitioning from relying solely on conventional treatment to using natural approaches for lung health. First of all, what I will say is that before you can try any form of natural method, make sure that you discuss it with your health personnel. It's not everything that we see that we should do, because let's take for instance those that are someone that is asthmatic. There are some people that they don't know the triggers for their asthma. It could be some certain food, it could be some certain environment that is triggering it. So that kind of person, is not all natural methods that will work for that kind of person. So try as much as possible to discuss with your health personnel before you do any natural method. But that is not to say that we shouldn't try out anything at all. So what you can do is that make sure you are eating healthy. Eat food rich in antioxidants, the likes of oranges, spinach, garlic, ginger, as this food as they are naturally, they help to reduce or even fight inflammation. Another thing you should also do is that make sure you stay well hydrated. When you improve your hydration, it will definitely improve your overall wellness. So you can also practice these deep breathing exercises. Make sure you are eating well. Emphasis on eating well. Take lots of fruits, because once we are healthy, once we are eating the right kind of food, it will help us to live well. And in the meantime, because I'm not an advocate of you taking drugs for a long time, except if there is need be for it, if there is, it's very compulsory. So make sure you are eating well, because there is this, I've forgotten the way Auntie ROMOKE often say it, that ditch your drugs, eat well. So once we eat well, we'll be able to, all form of illness will be kept at bay. So conventional and natural methods are not enemies. Well, just that once we use it wisely, they often complement each other. And that is why for all these ailments, we often talk about dietary management, then the medical management. Take for instance, when we are talking about hypertension, there is a medical management for it. And as well, there are some natural ways that we can also do to manage this hypertension. Above all, listen to your body. If you try something natural and it doesn't feel right, please take a rest and reassess your journey. Don't be in rush. And I am hopeful that everything will definitely turn out well. I hope I'm able to answer all your questions.
Yes,
There are no drums there. I would have done a drum roll for you. But I'm rolling it. Thank you
I
so
can't
much.
see you.
That was properly and answered in detail. in the I think in the simplest format anyone could wish for. We all think medical terms, medical stuff are very complicated, like you can't understand them like that. But you have broken it down to the lowest level of understanding, and it is well noted. But you promised to talk about working in Oshodi. Wow, you've forgotten about that.
She
What
mentioned
is
it
also
now.
they are catching the breath
She said
now?
it's about mindset. That you can still be doing
Okay.
all those things. Even when you are working from somewhere, even Oshodi or somewhere, even when people are around, that is about mindset. When you have already positioned your mind that this is what I'm doing and this is what all the noises around you will no matter.
You just sort it
Yes.
out. Okay, okay. I really hope that works. Honestly, I really do. Because right now the situation around us is so chaotic that if you're not mindful, it draws you in. And that stress is not anybody's friend. In fact, it affects everything and everything. Thank you so much for doing justice to this topic the way you have. And I would say, in fact, you have done more than a master class would even do. For this short period, you have over delivered. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you. Once again, before I hand the mic over to my sister, I would like to appreciate everyone that is still on the call, and I hope to God that you have learned one thing or the other, one new thing about your health. Take ginger tea. It's very easy to make. Just crush your ginger, boil it. You can take it cold or hot, whichever one works for you. A lot of other things that are not so expensive. I think naturally we think natural foods are expensive, but they are not. It's all about our mindset and how we go about it. Thank you. Cesar Moke, the mic is yours.
Thank you so much for that wonderful presentation. I've been able to write a lot of things down. And then I appreciate all the people that are on the call. Dr. Tolu, thank you so much for joining us. Ma'am Selena, thank you for joining. My big mom from Abuja, thank you for joining us. Ma'am Grandpa, we are honored to always have you here. Thank you so much. Before we wrap up today, I'd like to quickly share some foods that can help us to strengthen our lungs. I know a lot of people will be wondering if only the ginger and the garlic that our nurse mentioned is all we have. We have more. We can use apple and berries to strengthen our lungs. They are rich in oxidants and they reduce the lungs declining. So if you are eating apple, you are eating berries, even tomato, carrot, and sweet potato, they are helping your lungs a great deal. Another thing is leafy greens. Please bank on leafy greens. We can't emphasize this enough. Eat different types of them. They help with anti-inflammation and they have a lot of vitamins that your lungs and so many parts of your body need to function very well. We also need fatty fish and walnuts. What fatty fish and walnut will give you is omega-3, and they help to lower inflammation as well. Then beetroots. I know a lot of people think it's only about blood when it comes to beetroot. Beetroot also helps strengthen your lungs. And then pumpkins. We don't have that in this part of the world. I know, Ma'am Selena, you can get a lot of that over there. Please eat a lot of them. Like Lima has mentioned, water. Hydration is very, very important because hydration will help us to tiny the mucus that is coming out from our lungs. When we are able to do this, we need water in so many things, and lungs included. So exercise. I know our nurse has already mentioned about the exercise, and Grandpa did as well. Exercise is not only taking a walk, you can also do some mild exercise to increase the way you breathe, and then exercise your breathing as well. So breathing exercise is something that is very easy to do, like she has explained, and then it's something that you can be intentional about practicing every day. Another thing that is injurious to our lungs is smoking. Sadly, we don't have a lot of men here, but I will still say it. Smoking, they have written it there that it's liable for you to die young if you're smoking, and then people will see it, they will read it, and then they will still light it and then smoke. Smoke is a danger. In fact, it's a red flag for your lungs. Then the food, the spices that are not as mentioned, I'll just add a little to it. Garlic, onion is very, very important for our lungs. In fact, if you eat it raw, even better. But if you don't like it raw, put a lot of them in your food when you are cooking. It helps strengthen your lungs. Another thing that also helps is dark chocolate. I know a lot of people think dark chocolate does not have anything to do with our lungs, but it does. Please eat a lot of dark chocolate. So when we want to summarize all this, I will just say balanced diet. Balanced diet is very important. We can't overemphasize you eating. You know, when you combine all these things, as in little by little, and put them together, it's like you building a house, and then you are putting sand, water, blocks, and before you know it, the house will become beautiful, and then you look at it and you will be happy that this is what you are building. That's just the way building your health is. Drinking water cannot be overemphasized. Then taking little or no sugar has a lot to contribute to your health. Please, it has something to do with lungs too. I've mentioned it about other vital parts of our body, but lungs is one of them in which it affects lungs as well. Then when we talk about how can we do this right, please talk to someone that can guide you on planning a well food. In fact, this food planning, having a food timetable that is tailored to what you need is very, very important, because it will make you to be focused. It will save you the stress of thinking what you want to eat. It will help you to have all you need as groceries in handy, and then it makes even cooking easy for you. Please have a good, well food timetable to help improve your growth, your health. Can't overemphasize it, because whenever I talk about it, people will be like, "Oh, it's about you selling." It's not about me selling. You can contact any other person, but if you want me to help, I'm always here. So to round all this up, I will say prioritizing our health is very, very important. It's something that we should not joke with. When you drink water, when you do this, when you do that, when you are intentional about what you eat, you will see a lot of things will start changing. So empowering your health, empowering your lungs naturally is not a quick fix. It's something that over time you will start seeing great results. It's not today that you start doing it that you are going to start seeing results. But believe me, over time, you will start seeing things changing positively about whatever you are doing, as in you are doing right this time around. Support your lungs so that your lungs can also function well and support and fight for you against infection and every other respiratory issues. I remain your health focused friend, ROMOKE Olisa. Thank you so much all for joining us today. We are grateful to have you, because without you, there is no us. Please, Grandpa, I would like you to say one or two things to round up the program before we say bye for today. Grandpa.
Thank you very
You
much.
have the floor,
Thank you, Nurse Lubukola. Did very well. I think I've also gained a lot. I would now have to reinforce my breathing exercise. If you're a senior, you know that breathing is life and death thing. Because there are times an elderly person suddenly loses breathing, or the breathing becomes slower. But these days I've been able to strengthen my lungs. My heart is strong, my lungs are strong. In fact, if you taste my lungs, it's almost like an athlete lungs. If you understand what athlete lungs means, I'm able to hold my breath and count up to 20 or more than that. So strengthen your lungs. That is, we hardly know that without the lungs, life cannot cannot be sustained for a long time. So deep breathing is not just for stress management, it's for strengthening your lungs. And when you strengthen your lungs, you are able to strengthen your blood. Some people's blood are weak. Weak blood is because you are not breathing enough oxygen into your lungs. Thank you very much for this opportunity, Romoke. Thank you, Mama, Selena. God bless you, Grandma. God bless you, all of you.
Guys. I really missed you. Oh, goodness me. Thank you. Thank you for this lovely, lovely thing. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you too, Mom. Grandpa, I thought you wanted to say something.
Yes, I said over to you. I'm done.
All right. Thank you so much. And we'll be calling it a day on today's edition. You can be on the lookout for another exciting topic next month, where we will be talking about living healthy and improving your health in a natural way. So thank you so much for all the people that joined. Thank you, Big Mommy. Thank you, Nurse Alima. Thank you, my co-host, my ginger co-host. Thank you, Mom Selena. Thank you, Dr. Tolu in absentia. And thank you so much, Grandpa. We really appreciate you for sharing your experience. You're always ready to give. Thank you so much. God bless you and the entire family, sir. And we are saying bye for today and see you again next time, next month. Make sure you are paying attention to your health. Eat responsibly, drink responsibly, and stay healthy. Bye for today.